to win home. It's a new season. Very cool for 36ers. Nothing.
Make sure this pregame coach can pay your time to secure your fit dedicated Traralgon by scanning the QR code on the big screen now. Getting an early buying your tickets, supporting Adelaide 36ers community programs, and you could be taking home the top hard cash with a split 50-50 raffle. That's a thank you to all the sponsors here at Adelaide 36ers. Time with sponsored by the Bar Hotel. Technical Miner, sponsored by Walker. Neighbourhood, sponsored by Pride on the Line. Duffy House, sponsored by Giacomo's Kitchen. Mahali, sponsored by The Joiners. Isaac Humphrey, sponsored by Exit Transport Solutions. Mitch McCarron, sponsored by Giacomo Woodland. Pi Soto, sponsored by Workplace Law. Daniel Johnson, sponsored by Online Business Insurance Brokers. Hi Harris, sponsored by Thomas Family. Candesto, sponsored by Savio. And Sunday, sponsored by Sunpass. Seakeeper, sponsored by Workplace Law. That's thank you once again to all our sponsors here at Adelaide 36ers for their continued support throughout the 2022 NBL season. And beyond. So before we get forward to the games, Shannon, the John Matilovich, wanting to one of our local Davis and Traralgon Martin. Now let's turn it on to you, Adelaide 36ers! Season, it's Shrew Terrace! I keep four, Sunday catch! That's 4 tickets higher! And now 4 tickets forward! And it's season, there you go! Make some noise! The best friends in Operation Cameo outside of us holiday of the season. It's time to make the noise for the 36ers. And let's take it up a notch and get loud.
Look out, guys. One. Please. Wide. good here. We're good. Thank you. Here we go. Three. Blue 44. Three. There we go. There we go.
Gentlemen, 3 shots. Hungry Jacks. Here we go, Hungry Jacks.
Here we go. One. Keep going. Let's go, guys. Here we go. Here we go.
Sudden 2 shots.
Here we go, Sunday. Got it. Last one. here we go. White ball, here we go. Ball deep.
Hey, come on now. Go basket. 22.
The second best of our substitution for Adelaide 36ers in the game pass. Earl from Hobart House. Here's second best of our substitution for the Sydney Kings. In the game of Bendigo, Earl Mason take it. DJ.
White number 9, hold.
Switching forward to games in the game as well, replacing the jumpers in the pitch.
Here we go.
Thank you very much to our quick representation. So quick talk is here. Our quick is here in that place. Quick talk to you on the quick talk. Make yourself known.
Drive. One shot.
One shot.
bucket.
Yeah, that's right.
He is pushing that ball. He's pushing that ball like a point guard.
No, it is. And when you got those big fellas coming in, oh, they're saying that the foul was before the shot, was it?
Guys, bonus 2.
Well, he's going to get to the line. It won't be the now one. Gee, that looked like it was a
Looked like it was good.
situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did.
81% free throw shooter this season, Earl Martin, 61 of 75. He gets there more than any other player in terms of overall numbers. Jalen Adams will surpass him in terms of averages in terms of free throws taken. Sydney on top by 2. Mitch McCarron brings Adelaide back up the floor. Duffermeyer onto the deck as well. McCarron only taken the 1 shot so far. Here's his second, and it was a good option as Adelaide retakes the lead. Well, I haven't had a lot to cheer about this season, the Adelaide 36ers fans, but they continue to turn up in their droves. They're overdue for a slice of luck to go their way.
Going underneath Mitch McCarron, and you can understand why. Only 18 of 68, 26% from the three-point line, but if you go back in his history, particularly when he was in with the Cairns Taipans,
Oh, man. He was so tough.
a little bit more confidently back then. Now it's almost like an afterthought. And it's kind of so been in the tattoo chair a little bit since this.
It sure looks like he got some fresh ink on that arm.
Looks like he's had a bit of work done.
Nice soft touch there from the big bands. Comes up with his first points in the game.
There it is. It's a bit of artwork going on there.
Yeah. Got any tattoos, Gabe?
No, I haven't. I'm sure my pain threshold can deal with that type of stuff.
It's a 4-point lead now for Adelaide. Biggest margin we've seen in the game at any stage inside the last 3 minutes. Term number 1, Cooks feeds outside, but Maker gets a good look, can't complete it. Withers to McCarron. Adelaide looking to get busy here. They led 25-23 against the Kings when they played that late February clash. Quarter time.
What Adelaide have done here is really control the tempo. They're getting good ball movement, slowing it down, and they've seen what Sydney have been doing to other teams. If you try and get out and run, and it's made the game a bit clunky, intentionally clunky. And as such, they've been beat a few times in the D-trans, but their offense has put them in a better position to deal with the defensive transition because of the tempo that they're playing at.
And Daniel Johnson, 83 of 101 from the free throw line this season at 82%. Gets there more than any other player for Adelaide and more than most other players in the NBL. Bryce Cotton, superior numbers.
That last time out, you heard Chase Buford wanting to look at a double team on the first pass. He wants to do that to try and create some turnovers and speed up the game.
Vasiljevic with it. Been effective so far. Goes to Glover and then turn to Wiley Bales. Back to Glover. He fires from long range and comes up with his first score in the game. Duffermeyer brings Adelaide forward. A little over 2 minutes out from quarter time. McCarron guarded by Glover. Screen from Kai Soto. Goes on with the dribble. Not a lot on offer. Feeds Johnson from outside. 3 won't work. Maker grabs the rebound. Number 4 for him in that category to lead it individually. Adelaide lead the rebound count 10-7 overall. Vasiljevic against Withers. Nothing on offer. Bales. Glover. Cooks and Vasiljevic down into starters on the floor for Sydney at the moment. And Cooks had it knocked down out of court. They'll restart with 6 on the shot clock.
Good minutes by DJ in that opening quarter. 9 points, 3 rebounds. Really got them going offensively.
6 on the shot clock. Miles restarts with Vasiljevic. Lets it fly, can't connect. And Amahava King brings Adelaide back up the floors. This smaller lineup. Withers, King, catch and shoot. Little deep with it. Bogdanovic the rebound. So 1 of 8 from long range, Adelaide, and 5 of 6 from inside the three-point line tells a story. Bogdanovic couldn't complete it, but then came up with a loose ball rebound. Cooks. Adelaide over the limit in terms of fouls already in this quarter. They swing it around the perimeter. Vasiljevic gets a good look, and he makes them pay. 8 in the game now for him, including 2 of 3 from deep.
This is great ball movement. Got to the right guy, and 2 of 3 from downtown.
Sydney scored the last 6 points to retake the lead here. It's McCarron. Muscles his way in, stripped of it by Vasiljevic, who's having a great opening quarter. Looks to go coast to coast, shut down by King, who knocks it out of court.
It's a foul. Come on, man.
I got on the ball twice. I think that's a good call. No call. He went up and just yelling out. We take another look. He puts some attack on the rim. Maybe the swipe down by McCarron, but certainly King, he had nothing to do with it.
So coach's challenge on the play as well.
Oh,
somewhat curiously.
Ooh, his shoulder. Ooh, hit his shoulder. Hard to tell on this one.
Yep. I find them difficult. No matter with the replays, and it just goes to show you how tough it is for the referees when you can do multiple looks in slow motion, you still can't make a definitive call.
I think it's going to be hard to overrule because it didn't seem like there was overly conclusive evidence, but who knows? Talk to me, Case, about Dusty Hannahs. Yet to come into this one. Is he complete?
I'm sure we're going to see him at some stage, but it just hasn't been his season, has it? Successful coach's challenge.
Right.
But on Dusty, he's played 19 games.
Coach's challenge is successful. Call on the floor will be overturned. It'll be now blue ball. Coach his timeout and his coach's challenge.
Just 13 threes in total in 19 games, 24%. So,
but he wasn't that. When we actually saw him, that was he could hit a 3, but you saw that he could get to the floater, get to the rim, and offensively. Now I know the take on him was his defense, but I'm surprised that he's been banished as much as he has. But when you're not there, you're not at practice. It's one that probably makes a whole lot more sense to those internally.
Will do for my shut down by Xavier Cooks. Keeps it alive though. 2 on the shot clock. McCarron must fire. It's a tough one. Can't convert. Vasiljevic is having quite the quarter. 8 points. Now a rebound. Steal as well. And they'll look for the last play of the opening quarter. They hold the lead. Question is by how many will they lead? Bales couldn't get it going. Well, maybe McCarron from half court, which off the money as well. First quarter concludes here. Both teams have held the lead, but at quarter time, it's Sydney on top by 1. Sydney 19, Adelaide 18. Plenty still more to come here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. Quite an arm wrestle to get us underway in Adelaide. Both teams holding the lead. At one stage, Adelaide were out by 5, but the Sydney Kings scored the last 6 points of the opening quarter to take a 1-point lead into the break. 19-18 is the equation. And tonight's winner of the $50 Kmart gift card is Sally Lambert. I don't know that that's Sally Lambert.
No.
It looks like Luke Longley.
That's Harris.
And
That is Harris, the #1 fan for the Sydney Kings. And all he does after the Kings play, call me and talk trash.
well, there you go. It's Sally Lambert's partner. My bad mistake there. Die-hard fan he is, and if he's on the blow to Corey, he wouldn't be getting much talking time. There'd be a bit of listening time going on there. But Adelaide with the possession arrow, looking to retake the lead here. Tad Dupelmeyer, step back, fires, can't connect. Vodanovic grabs the rebound. So Cooks and Vasiljevic still going with this roster. It's unfamiliar in terms of starters, but why not? Because Glover's cooking at the moment. 2 of 2 from deep, 4-point lead for Sydney.
Well, they're second in the league in 3-point field goal percentages, and you can see why. It's been the 3-point line, as we alluded to in that first quarter. That's been their strength. And again, tonight, 4 of 8 from the 3-point line. So really good shooting. They're only at 36% in total, 50% from the 3-point line, and you flip the script when it comes to the Adelaide 36ers. 1 of 9 from the 3-point line. They've been poor from the 3-point line the entire season, where they are second last in 3-point field goal percentage. In fact, they're second last in field goal percentage as well, and that's been much better tonight at 35% in total. So we have a look at the shots and the shooting percentages of both teams. A little down.
Soda Stream shot chart for you there. As Vodanovic hands over now for Cooks. Early stages of the second. Adelaide trying to keep this close for as long as they can. Vasiljevic into double figures. 10 points for him now.
It is, but Kai Soto's got to do better. Close out. You don't have to leave your feet. Use your length. Close out. Then shuffle those puppies and keep them in front. That was as easy as you could get for DJ Vasiljevic.
He is in a nice groove at the moment.
Well, that type of defense he should be.
Well, kick. Elevates. Can't connect. Dupelmeyer the rebound. Straight back to work. Wanted Soto. Couldn't handle the pass. Out of court. Turnover number 5 for Adelaide. Sydney has 2 in that category.
Dupelmeyer, just with the direct pass, just that one there, just throw it anywhere at about 10 feet and Kai Soto will go get it when he's in that tight and that close to the rim, Corey.
I agree, Gaze.
Adelaide need to hang tough here. Soto did well, but can't prevent Cooks from adding another 2 to his tally. 4 points for him. Sydney has scored the last 13 points here to lead by 8. This is where Adelaide need to steady the ship. It's dried up for them at the offensive end. Dupelmeyer puts it on the deck. Harvick King gets another look. This time he makes the adjustment and comes up with the finish.
Nice hit by the young fella. Just letting him go. Unlucky early. But he gets that one to go.
Silvich fires, can't connect. King had it momentarily. Now they get it going to Dupelmeyer. King against Glover. Athletic. Extension was good. Can't connect. Vodanovic the rebound. In traffic. Bales. Splits King and Detch. Wants to go on with it. And a blocking foul called on Sunday. Detch's second personal.
They are a tough cover in the offensive transition. Putting enormous pressure on
the defense.
Play in the D-trans, and time there, Sunday Detch not quite able to get his feet in front, and a good take.
And why they're so tough is everybody has the green light to push it in transition. So it's not like you just look for the point guard, clog it up versus one player. Everybody's attacking that basket.
This young man, Bales, he's impressed me this season. I wasn't sure what we're going to get out of him after leaving college early. Or what the Adelaide fans have got out of him is free burgers, if you don't mind.
Very nice work for Wiley Bales for the Adelaide fans. Code word is energy. Anywhere in South Australia, get the Hungry Jacks and say, Wiley Bales ordered me a burger I'd like to collect.
That's rim protection by Xavier Cooks.
Here he's at the offensive end as well, firing over Harris. Couldn't get it done. Almost grabbed his own rebound, and now Duffelmeyer off and running. Sunday Detch caught it in rhythm. It's off the mark. Maker grabs the rebound. Starting to even up on the boards. Adelaide lead that count 17-14. Vasiljevic, they can't contain him at the moment. Blue pass, Daniel Johnson feeds Bales, whose penetration again. Step past Harris. Now going to be called on Xavier Cooks, his second personal.
He'll check out and have a seat. It's like young Galloway.
Cooks sits down, 4 points in the game so far. When these teams played back in round 13, he was a monster. 25 points, 10 rebounds, and hellacious dunk from memory.
Ooh. Big jam.
Johnson's got it from Sunday Detch. Opened up for the big man. He's got an even dozen now. Half of Adelaide's output have come from the DJ.
And just keep playing through him.
Yeah. He's been given a lot of space and time on the offensive end.
Good fight back from Adelaide. Scored the last 6 points here. Stood off Swakala Bullock, and he made them pay.
They can kill you in so many different ways. They just have, like, offensively, the depth that they have.
Woo. Harris isolated against Martin. 8 on the shot clock. Wants to share it around. Daniel Johnson, the target. Got it from Detch. Looks on Maker, who's going to pick up the foul. His second personal. Second team foul on Sydney in this quarter. Again, Adelaide just trying to control the tempo here. Get it on their terms. Certainly don't want to get into a shootout with the Sydney Kings.
No, what you want to do is take your time, use the shot clock, run your offense all the way to the end, and get the ball in DJ's hand. Simple.
Detch with it. Firing and coming up with the goods. His first field goal of the game draws Adelaide back to within 2 points.
Tough hit by Detch.
Outside, Jalen Galloway gets the look. Can't complete it. Johnson the rebound. So they've got the momentum here, Adelaide, if not the lead. Middle stages of the second. Detch to the foul line. Fires unsuccessfully. Jalen Adams yet to hit a field goal in the game. Has only taken the 2 shots. The ball's gone out of court. Sydney turned it over for the 3rd time in the game. Adelaide has 5 in that category.
You got Harris, whoa!
They're a little sloppy, I think, by both teams. Just going through a little lull in this game here, and this will suit the Adelaide 36ers. This scoreline, low-scoring game, gives them their best chance.
Daniel Johnson's outstanding. 12 points in the game. Pass intended for McCarron. Knocked down out of court by Adams, who got 7 on the shot clock. Karen restarts. Johnson from close range is fouled by Jarrell Martin. First personal for him. More free throws for Johnson, who's 3 of 4 from the free throw line so far.
Good pass by Mitch McCarron, looking for the hot hand. Gets it to him.
2 guys.
He's fouled. And now he has an opportunity to tie this game up.
Gee, a little breakdown. The underneath out of bounds play that just a simple upscreen. They're not ready for it, and DJ finds himself wide open. And 13 points now. He has been the go-to guy for a lot of his career. And when given the license and he's this type of form, doesn't matter who you're up against, he's so creative in the way in which he can find his shot. And the tempo of this game is right in DJ's sweet spot.
Season high of 31 for Daniel Johnson, home against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix earlier this month, or actually the start of March. Jalen Adams has been used sparingly in this game. That's his first make of the game.
We got
From the field, he's knocked down a couple from the stripe. He was foul taking a three-point attempt.
Yeah, he got those fouls, 2 fouls. He's only played just a couple of ticks under 9 minutes.
1 3, 1 3, 1 3. Jalen, make a free throw.
I can relate to that.
Okay, other side. 1 3.
So Sydney up 2, 4.5 out from half-time. Coolmaker against Johnson, pushes him out of the way and comes up with the 2.
So talented. Nice double in and out. Drive and left-hand finish.
That is true, and take nothing away from him, but this defense is not at a level where it needs to be.
Harris attracted plenty of attention. Fires one up unsuccessfully. Coolmaker running once more. Feeds the corner, Jalen Galloway, and now Adams. A little miscommunication there in terms of what they were trying to get going. They feed the ball into the corner. Shot wouldn't fall there for Wani Swaka-Labulik. It's 1 of 4 from long range in this quarter, the Sydney Kings. McCarron, invited to take the shot by Coolmaker. He's not buying at the moment. Look for the penetration. Eventually got it to Johnson, and he's fouled taking the 3-ball.
Number 2, push, 3 shots.
Foul on Adams. It's going to be his 3rd personal.
Wow.
That's what happens. They know he's the main man. He's got half their points. DJ, he's got 14 of the 28. So it's a hard closeout, but that one...
That was not a foul you needed to make.
Just need to run by him and put some pressure. If he makes it, he makes it. But you don't when you're Jalen Adams and Corey Homicide's pick for the MVP. Doesn't need to be.
You shouldn't be fouled. You can't make that foul.
That's
You
right.
already have 2. But as you said earlier, this favors Adelaide. This is a junked up game.
It is.
Junky. Ugly. Bad.
Well, at this stage, it's just a rhythm, and this is something that, like we said, is great for the Adelaide 36ers.
Perfect.
That's what they need to do.
Keep the score low, 30 points, 30-32. And keep giving the ball to that man on screen.
17 now for DJ, and a smiling CJ Bruton is enjoying what he's seeing. Kings lead by 1. By as many as 8 a little earlier in this term. Reece Adams out there playing with those 3 fouls. This is Martin, harassed by Johnson, steps back beyond the 3-point line and knocks it down.
That's tough. That's tough to guard.
Face-up game, step back, trade. Harris picks up the dribble. Withers working on Swaka-Labulik outside. Nick Marshall's checked into the game. Back to Withers. An offensive foul is going to be called here on Todd Withers for the hook.
And I don't say this disrespectfully for Nick Marshall, but the fact that Nick Marshall's in this game and Dusty Hannahs is not. Now,
I was just about to say to you.
If he's not injured, then I think maybe he has been banished, and they've, for this game anyway, put Jakue in the rack with him.
As Vasiljevic wheeling to the top of the key, can't complete it. Well done, Bales, just to tap that to advantage and then scurry after it. Vasiljevic draws a foul on Marshall. Did that intelligently and will be going to the free throw line. Well, that's interesting because when these teams played, and Adelaide led by 5 in the last quarter, back in round 13, Dusty Hannahs finished with 24 points in that game. And right now, he's counting a lonely figure at the end of the Adelaide 36ers bench. Yet to be used here with 2.5 to play until half-time.
He's coming a lot more forward than what he's doing. So you're the one who's scored more illegal contact than anything.
Good night at the office, though, for Dejan Vasiljevic. As I mentioned, he averages 11 points a game. He's about to surpass that. His free throw shooting is 85% on the season, 22 of 26 coming into this game, and he's hit 41 3.
It's really
And CJ rightfully calls a timeout. Needs to just figure out a little something on both ends of the floor.
First out, box outs, right? Off the free throw, you've got to make hits. First thing. Then the D-trans, right? Lose the ball, we shoot a ball, the sprint back, the urgency to contain the basketball, plug the floor for that pass to go into the middle. They keep it hitting the rim. Both teams were in the bonus, fellas. So look after the ball. Us offensively, on the fly, let's go with the drag screen. Hey, look. Drag. We get it to the first side, win rub. Otherwise, if it's a walk up, win wide punch. That punch, this guy is diving to the rim, pull behind, and it's make great decisions out of it. Here we go. Lock up on D. DJ. You gotta be balanced right now.
That balance is referred to that last shot, I think, where he was clearly significantly off balance and just wants him to make sure that we want to play through you because you got more than half the points. So they need him out there, but they need him to be taking good shots.
So McCarron brings Adelaide back. Around the perimeter where Withers is ready to go and comes up with his first three of the game.
He has had a lot of opportunities, 2 of 3 from the field, played 14 minutes, but needs to be a little bit more proactive based on what we've seen here this evening.
like that, man. Getting to it. Another nice take and finish by Cooks.
Margin to 8. Mitch McCarron passed it to Hiram Harris, who headed it back to him. Not sure that's a drawn-up play, though. There's Nick Marshall. Wide open look for Marshall, who comes up with the finish.
Nice looking stroke. Good follow through. This, Corey, is what we call a foul in Australia. I don't know whether they call them that in the United States. Just a good flush foul.
In the second three of Nick Marshall's season, gets the margin back to within 5.
Talk to me about Nick Marshall. I've heard a lot about him in regards to keeping his status of eligibility for states. Is that right, Case? No?
As far as I'm aware, when I spoke with him, his plan is to... Lockie Albrecht is going to the States.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, I'm getting confused.
Yeah, he actually...
Yeah.
Of DP money so he can remain eligible to go to college. And Nick Marshall's going to be in the NBL 1 season, which is...
Well, a lot of these players are DJ.
There is Lockie Albrecht. His dad was a great player. Wildcats medalist with the Southern Dragons and Southern Tigers in South Australia. Produced some big names. Mark Bradke might have started down there before the Melbourne Tigers enticed him across the border. Joe Ingles in that area. Luke Schencher went to the Chicago Bulls. It's a very talented and hotbed of basketball talent are talking down that way.
No, it is. And that NBL 1 in South Australia really growing, getting a lot of their NBL players playing in the NBL 1 competition in the off-season.
Had the privilege of calling the grand finals last season. North Adelaide and Norwood went at it, and Sunday Ditch North Adelaide team got the result. Jack McVeigh, in fact, it was Jack McVeigh at North Adelaide that encouraged Nick Marshall to join the 36ers and got him a look in the door, and proven it with a good decision. Here's Bale. Really good body control there. Good acceleration. Just created something out of nothing. You need to be able to do that.
And his size,
He's strong.
his size as in not his height, but look at him. That is a mature body that he's got. And just that quick crossover against a good defender. But that's just giving him too much space. That's not the sort of defense we come to expect from him. Didn't influence the ball, was able to change direction, didn't keep him going one way, and he's good enough. Bales is good enough to get to the rim and finish it.
8 scorers for Sydney here in the first half, and they lead by 8. McCarron, it's a good look. Can't complete it, though. McCarron 1 of 4 in the game, all shots from deep. And a chance for Sydney. Shot clock is going to be some 5 seconds inside the game clock as we head toward half-time. Bales feeds to Earl Martin. Skip pass for Siljevic. Down low. Cooks. Travelled. Continuation going to be waved away. Shuffled the feet as he took delivery. Sydney turn it over for the 4th time. Adelaide has 6 in that category. So last play of the first half. Here's the happy feet from Cooks. McCarron spitting on Martin down to the baseline. Needs to get it up. Harris for the finishing touches. What a creative play from Mitch McCarron to get the 2 for Harris, and they finish in style. A little bit of momentum for Adelaide, who closed the gap to 6 at halftime at Sydney 45, Adelaide 39.
Well, they do. This is just great vision by Mitch McCarron. He knew where the defense was coming from. He knew where his teammates were. He blows by Jarrell Martin, and just a nice hook pass. That's beautiful. That is real good instinctive stuff. And he could see the help coming, and he knew who he was guarding and knew that Harris was going to be there. So great play to finish off the half for the Adelaide 36ers and gives them, like you say, Case, just a little bit of momentum.
Daniel Johnson's been providing the momentum. 17 points at halftime. He joins us now from courtside. DJ, well played. You're right in the frame here against the Kings. You must be happy with the way you've been able to control the tempo there in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last 2 games for them, they've been getting stops and running and really putting teams away from the start. So, we're just trying to control the tempo a bit, and I really like the effort from the boys.
You've been in a lot of games this season, but haven't been able to get sure you have an impact in the final result.
I think just keep things the same. Our shots haven't really been dropped from outside just yet, so if we can get a few of them to drop, keep controlling the tempo, don't throw the ball away like we have in a few games this year, I think we'll be pretty good.
And one final one on Dusty Hannes. We haven't seen him yet. Is there any concern with injury, or is it just his usage is down at the moment?
No, he's just coming back from a bit of a wrist issue on his shooting hand, so it's going to be hard for him to get out there and really make an impact at this point.
You're right in the frame here. Good luck in the second half.
Cheers, thanks, man.
Daniel Johnson speaking with us there at half-time. And after Sydney opened up a 9-point lead, Adelaide reeled them in to get back to within 1 before Sydney eke out a 6-point edge here. Half-time, Sydney 45, Adelaide 39. Stay with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's Saturday Night Hoops. Thanks for being with us here on Saturday night. The Hungry Jacks halftime highlights from Adelaide, where the Sydney Kings opened up a healthy advantage during that second quarter by 9 points at one stage, but Adelaide able to reel them in and close it down to 6 as we hit the major break. Daniel Johnson doing a great job for the 36ers with 17 points, including 8 of 9 from the free throw line. But Sydney with many contributors, including Dejan Vasiljevic, who has 13 at the break. But things not going the way the Kings would have liked. They lost Ian Clark in the pre-game to an injury to the groin. And Adelaide just been able to control the tempo, slow things down and try and keep this in their wheelhouse at the moment. And the Sydney Kings 10-game winning streak, well, on the line. I think they'll still be tipping the Kings at this stage, but they're being made to work for it. Credit to Adelaide.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the key for the 36ers is to continue to try and find a way to get Daniel Johnson involved. He's been their main man with 17 points, and you'd suspect that the Kings are going to put a little bit more attention into him, maybe have a look at their strategies. Withers with the 5, and outside of DJ, it's been tough going for the Adelaide 36ers, and it's been the DJ at the other end as well, DJ Vasiljevic with 13 points. Look at the field goal percentages for the Adelaide 36ers. Poor. 36 from the field, 31 from the three-point line. So given that they're not putting the ball in the hole with the efficiency which they normally would expect to, there is a lot of upside if they can continue to play. And they've got to find that balance between running the floor to get a cheap basket to try and help those percentages and not letting the game get out of hand to get into that tempo where the Sydney Kings can start to get their running game going even further. And we saw some tough signs. Now, I know they made that last basket, but there were some tough signs towards that second quarter where you just felt that the Sydney Kings were starting to get a little bit more of a control of it. But if they can just find a way to get a few more cheaper baskets, that lift their percentages and make a few more from the perimeter, they'll be right into this game, the Adelaide 36ers.
Well, look, they've struggled all year with turnovers, Adelaide. Just 6 at halftime. Kings have only got 4, so they're looking after the ball. They just need to make good decisions and high percentage plays, Corey, because they're not going to beat the Kings at running with them.
100%. Slow the ball down. Use the shot clock all the way to about the 8-7 second mark. Get the ball to the high percentage man. Who's that? DJ. Give him the ball. He's going to make plays happen. And he's a willing passer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing the rest of the second half.
Well, I'll tell you, on Tuesday night at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, Crowded House were making some beautiful music, but the 2 DJs we've got going here tonight have been the standouts. Dejan Vasiljevic from the Sydney Kings, Daniel Johnson from the Adelaide 36. I was there at the concert. Neil Finn, he is a genius. But this man, the way he's been able to create obviously a little bit more importance and respect and responsibility for him tonight with Jalen Adams in foul trouble. No Ian Clark, and he's answered the call.
And if you watch him, you've seen 3 baskets already with an executed up fake. He does a great job of showing the ball, gets it above his head, then rips it through, puts it to the deck. He does it as good as anyone as far as the up fake. In fact, I think he feels more comfortable shooting the ball like that because it gets him in rhythm. He's got the 13 points. He's 4 of 10 from the field, 2 of 5 from the three-point line. You can see the numbers on your screen. I don't need to repeat them because it's mighty fine basketball by DJ.
Big tick next to his name, and a big tick for Daniel Johnson for the Adelaide 36ers as well. Doing it somewhat differently, can still hit the 3 ball, but 8 of 9 from the free throw line, just getting inside, making Sydney play some D.
Yeah, I like that. There's a mismatch on the floor. If you put a guy like Cooks on him, he's taller than him, and he can shoot over him. You put a guy like Martin on him, he's still not going to be able to stop. I mean, he's just tough. He's so smart. He gets to his spots, and you play off him, he can do that as well. So he's playing really good basketball right now, and that's why I'm saying keep going to the hot hand. Slow the ball down, get him in the positions where he wants to get the ball at, and he's going to make plays happen.
Well, you look at their roster and you think, well, who else is going to get put up?
Who else?
Who else is going to get you that 15 to 20? It's hard to see it. Now, they can do it by committee and get them all going, but the percentages right now suggest that that's going to be a little harder to do than it is to say. So, milk that big fella as much as you can and see if he can do something special and carry the 36ers over the line.
He's led them in scoring the last 4 games. Can he make it 5 and drag them across the line against the Sydney Kings? We'll find out when you come back. Hungry Jack's Saturday night action here in the NBL. Stay with us.
Like the defense had covered it, and that's just Hiram Harris just not big enough. He was there, but 1 lost vision, and 2 was about 6 inches too short. Just need to elevate. If you've got vision, you can jump with it and make that a tougher catch for Xavier Cooks, but that was a beautiful pass.
The Kings strike first here in the second half. McCarron with it. On a 4 from the field. Hasn't taken a shot inside the 3-point line. Has now. And hasn't scored since quarter time. Adams decides to fire. Tough shot at the front of the rim. Well done, Swaka Labullock to keep it alive. It's back to Adams. Get Swaka Labullock a look. He's off the mark. Sunday Ditch the rebound. 5 of 15 from long range in the game, Sydney. 33%. It's McCarron exploring into the paint. Ditch outside and good from deep this year, this time off the mark. Cooks the rebound and running. Swakala Bullock, Jalen Adams in this match with Withers. Now Harris takes over, gets it back. Shot clock to single numbers for Sydney. Decides to go solo, can't make it fit. Johnson the rebound. Here's Withers. He fires off the mark. And Adelaide, none of 3 since half-time. Kings 1 of 4. Hasn't been the start either team would have liked coming out of the break.
That wasn't overly impressive body language either by Todd Withers. He looks a little disappointed, probably in the fact that come up short on that field goal attempt, that 3-point in transition field goal attempt.
Sunday Ditch called for the foul. Going to be his 4th personal. That's what the Adelaide 36ers didn't need from the best defensive player. Had 3 at halftime. Now that's number 4.
He's going to have a seat.
Inside 2 minutes of the third.
Well, I thought the same, but CJ what he did, he's made the switch. He's gone to McCarron on Adams now to try and protect Sunday Ditch from that 5th.
Cooks in paint for a long time. You could hear CJ Bruton alerting the referees to it. Suggesting of a travel on the play as well. Cooks goes down. Harris takes advantage of it down Main Street for the 2. Hiram Harris adds to his talent.
Xavier Cooks fell over. Just tripped over his own feet. And no one was there to help. Have a look at Xavier Cooks, number 10 at the top of the screen. Hiram Harris, his man. Looks for Karen, trips him over. And no one there to protect the paint. So he doesn't get back in time and goes straight down the middle.
Adelaide at home again on Monday against the Brisbane Bullets, who a little earlier tonight suffered a 31-point loss to Illawarra. 108-77 was the scoreline there. Georgia Slate. Good games coming tomorrow your way as well. Another double header. Right now, Adelaide starting to make a move. Duffelmeyer, Harris to his right, gets it next. Now Johnson, the trailer, just catch and shoot, knocks down the 3. DJ's got 20, margin cut to 4.
Good find on the perimeter. Good hit by DJ. 2-possession game. There is a chance the streak can be broken. That 10-game streak.
Swakala Bullock off the money. McCarron the rebound. Adelaide with their tails up at the moment. They gave Sydney all they could handle when they played back 6 weeks ago, around 13. Led inside the last 3 minutes. Here's Withers. Exploring, shut down by Cooks. Good defensive pressure and winning it back for the Kings.
It is, and what will help the Adelaide cause of the Sydney Kings is to continue to fall in love with the 3-ball. They're 5 of 18, and it's not dropping for them.
Pass from Vasiljevic just opened the door. Harris marched through, came up with a loose ball. Johnson working hard for him. DJ on DJ. Excellent pass inside. Harris's finishing touches. Adelaide scored 7 without reply to get back to within 2.
What I liked about that is the play before that, Harris found DJ for the 3. Nice take. Cooks, he's in double figures, 11 points, 4 rebounds to go along with that.
Johnson, the Duffelmeyer, Harris, McCarron. Penetrating, nothing on offer. Shot clock to 8. Duffelmeyer pulls the trigger on the 3. It's off the mark. Drill Martin the rebound. Going coast to coast with the left hand to come up with the 2. 9 in the game now for him.
What beautiful ball handling skills. Takes it off the rim, puts it on the deck, and handle it like a point guard out there. And strong finish at the rim too.
He's a quality talent. As Duffelmeyer gets it back from Johnson. Here's Hiram Harris firing the 3. Left-handed caught it deep. Good contest there from Duffelmeyer. Just did enough to keep it alive for Adelaide, who'll get it back off the restart.
They gave Hiram Harris an open invitation to shoot that 3. No one was running at him, just said, no, we'll let you take that one.
Well, he's still looking for his first 3 of the season.
Yeah, the scout report said, hey, if he's wanting to take the 3,
Let him.
let it fly.
Let him knock down one before we want to clamp down. Duffelmeyer, here's Mojave King taking on Glover. 2 athletes go at it. Glover did well initially. It came back to King, and he draws contact off to the free throw line.
Way to not give up on the play.
Really interesting character, Mojave King, and obviously hasn't had the season that he would have liked, but a feature in the Adelaide Advertiser today. And speaking about the fact that how do you keep motivated when the season's in the situation that it's in? And he said, when you're a professional, you play to win every possession. And that's exactly what he did there.
Yes, he did.
He wanted to win that possession, and he stuck at it. You know, he was as high as 31 on NBA mock draft boards at one stage. And he still feels he can attain that goal and wants to represent Australia at the Olympics. But it is tough. He's 19 years of age, living in Adelaide by himself. He's on the road.
He's still a very young man. He's still got a lot of development. And when you come into a league like the NBL and the expectations are so high that you're going to be a draft pick, an early draft pick, and you're working your way towards that, it's not an easy league to get that done. And to me, he's a tremendous athlete, needs a lot of work on his shot, and just the understanding of the game. When and how you got to create shots, it's just not quite there at the moment.
Jalen Adams working on McCarron to an opening, fires and comes up with the 3. His first triple of the game. He's got 7 points and just the 1 assist so far. Of course, playing with 3 fouls and doesn't have the minutes that you might expect him to have. Withers decides to fire from deep off the front of the rim, getting after it, McCarron. Nose for the ball, right place at the right time. That's why he's top 10 in the league in rebounding as well as assists, and leads the competition in steals as Withers takes them on and earns a trip to the free throw line. Just on Mojave King, he was a roommate with Josh Giddey at the Centre of Excellence, and so he's taking great delight in watching Josh Giddey do so well in the NBA. Motivating for him. Withers to the free throw line. 68% this season. Todd Withers averaging 9 points, 4 rebounds in 25 minutes.
And not enough for this team. Both him and Dusty Hannahs. If this team was going to do anything this season, they needed those 2 guys to be elite. And they haven't been that. They've been solid and they've had some good performances, but they have not reached the expectations or the requirements for what's around them.
Now season high of 17 for Todd Withers. Just not enough.
McCall Maker is a very talented young man.
Oh my word, he is.
Shoots the 3.
Starting to dry up here for Adelaide, and the margin has crept out to 9 once more. 3.5 left on the clock in the third. Adams starting to have an influence. Feeds Martin. Little lap of honour wouldn't work. They might catch a break, but they need to parlay that into points at the other end of the floor. Mojave King fires. It's off the mark. 1 of 7 from the field, including 1 of 5 from deep for Mojave King in this one.
A little bit too much on that one.
And when you give the all players license to grab it off the rim and push it, when it works, we've seen it in the game tonight, you get all 5 guys running. It is so hard to defend on the defensive trend. But sometimes you get plays like that,
right,
where you've got guys making decisions and making passes where they normally
they're usually on the receiving end.
Correct. And on those circumstances, when you're playing that style, you do have to take the good with the bad sometimes. And for the Sydney Kings, it's mostly good.
Rushing to the hoop, McCall Maker has been fouled. So McCullough Bullock just feeling for the ankle at the moment.
Some really concerning signs if I'm CJ Bruton right now with the Adelaide 36ers. They're looking like this is just getting way too hard, and the level of enthusiasm and the determination to get things right is not where it needs to be.
That's the replay. Well, Adelaide 36ers 1 home game to go, but Adelaide have got the Harlem Globetrotters stepping into town as well in July. Of July. So get your tickets. Brisbane, Sydney, Perth, Melbourne, and finally in Adelaide. And they will put on a very good show for you.
Love the Globetrotters.
You played against them.
I played against them. I was a Washington General, a New York National. Guy that got paid to lose.
User-friendly roll there from McCool Maker. And the margin into double figures for the first time in the game. Took over 3 minutes out from three-quarter time.
McCool Maker up to 7 points, 8 rebounds, doing a good job on the boards in 10 minutes. It's closing in on the double-double.
Soto. Now Withers. Back to Duffelmeyer. Shot clock to 7. Soto tried to keep it alive. Well done, Duffelmeyer. McCarron knocks it out of court. Heads up play under Bales. You can see the funny side of that. In fact, under Jalen Adams it was.
Good heads up play by McCarron.
Soto back to Duffelmeyer. Shot clock works to 6. McCarron, top of the key, off the mark. Hasn't been his night from deep. 1 of 5. Adelaide 6 of 27. Cool Maker tiptoeing along the end line. Can't keep it alive, or does so, but only as far as McCarron. Look away pass from Mojave King, who went to throw it down and maybe do some damage to the backboard and overcooked it.
Beautiful no-look pass.
He was high enough. He's got that hops, and then just with the end tried to throw it down a little too hard, and then they got away from him.
So just 10 points in the third quarter for Adelaide. Back to a pass from Cooks to Glover. Danovic muscling his way in against Kai Soto, who gave him some of his own medicine. Winning it back for Adelaide.
Kai Soto's got that ability to be that rim protector. He's not a great athlete, but with his size and timing, he can be that last line of defense to, when defenses break down, to block some shots and help change the game that way as well.
12-3 is the run in favour of Sydney in the last 4 minutes. Adelaide have just dried up at the offensive end completely. Daniel Johnson gets it now with 3 on the shot clock, forced into a very tough one by Vodanovic. And wrestling for the rebound. McCarron does enough to win it back. His Glover doesn't like the call.
14. Nice job. Here we go. Balls in.
Soto with it. Now King. Decides to go solo. Can't finish it. Loose ball. Cooks gets after the rebound. Number 6 for him in that category. He's going to lead the charge as well. Vodanovic. Bales fires for 3 off the mark. McCarron, another rebound. Number 6 for him, which is equal high for Adelaide in that category. Pass was intended for Duffelmeyer. Got in the air. Not a lot of options, and they've turned it over.
Hey, so hey, it's weak flip crack. Weak flip crack. X. All right, guys.
McCarron sits down. 3 points, 6 boards, 3 assists. A stagnant offense for Adelaide. Sydney Kings edge out to an 11-point lead. Vasiljevic stepping through. Makes another 2. First score since halftime for Dejan Vasiljevic, and the margin continues to grow. Sydney has scored the last 7 here.
And there's a breakdown too. You hear CJ Bruton in the background there. DJ Vasiljevic coming off that screen, and Mojave King not fighting over the top, trying to go underneath, and there was a burn on the shot, still able to get to the basket. And this is a foul. This has just been really hard work for Adelaide to score.
Nothing easy.
27%. Excuse me, I'm exact. It's really 28. It's 27.8% from the field. 15 of 54.
And 3 of 21 from the field in this quarter.
Hard to win. Hard to win when that's the way you're shooting the ball.
inside the last 30 seconds of the third quarter. The Kings go to Cooks once more, and it's a good option. 13 points now for him.
And any excitement, enthusiasm from the fans have gone out of this. That makes it even harder for a team trying to generate some momentum and find a way to be inspired out here.
Duffelmeyer.
They're just going underneath every screen. Steps into the mid-range.
Knocks down the triple. First points of the game. Duffelmeyer, in fact, it's a 2. Margin 13. Three-quarter time arrives here, and the Sydney Kings do a great job to extend a 6-point halftime lead to a 13-point edge with 1 quarter to play. Stay with us. The Hungry Jacks NBL continues as the Kings look to make it 11 on the bounce. So they've got the young guns. Now, he's called off after having 8 in the opening quarter and 13 at half-time. It's 15 now for the City of Edge. Duffelmeyer's pass for King, too much heat on it. Turn number 8 for Adelaide.
Well, if you're looking at this game, you'd think that it would be more riddled with turnovers, but 8 to the Adelaide 36ers, 10 for the Sydney Kings. Now, that obviously would like to be doing better, but it's not horrific. Just the field goal percentage shooting hasn't been where you'd normally expect it to be.
Elliott play from close range. Marshall comes up with the finish.
Really nice.
5 points in the game for him, so a new career high. Early stages of his career for Nick Marshall. Ivanovic, Cooks, Vasiljevic. CJ Bruton trying to remain positive in the background.
Nice.
Beautiful pass and finish by Marshall.
Alan Adams with it. Kent Stufelmeyer. Couldn't find a way pass. Retreats to Vasiljevic. Shot clock at 2. Gainer have to get it off. Couldn't get it going, but Adanovic kept it alive there. Good hustle from the Kiwi. And Cooks marches into the paint.
As a result of it. Backdoor by Mojave. He's giving goal.
First year of a 2-year deal with Adelaide for Kai Soto. Saw him have a good match there last month where he led the team in scoring, had 14 and 7 against New Zealand in the win there, and came up with a dozen points in Melbourne.
Okay, back up.
And the work in progress, but certainly on the up is Kai Soto. Johnson grabs the rebound. Number 7 for him in that category. Go with 20 points. Coming off a 28 and 8 game against Brisbane. Points will count. Chancellor 3-point players. Dufelmeyer makes it happen.
Sydney Kings need to be careful with
It's a
this.
2-possession game.
It is. It's just kind of lulled them into this situation. And when the Sydney Kings, their offense goes off the boil a little bit, I think Chase Buford can sense it as well. Just needs to tidy a few things up. And Bean had a breakdown on the offense, but the defense is probably going to be the area that he'd focus on.
Adelaide back in the frame here. Sydney 66, Adelaide 60. Just 2 points for Sydney so far in 2.5 minutes of this final quarter, and Chase Buford just trying. .15 edge late in the third has evaporated. Adelaide working back into the frame here. They were down 15 deep in that third quarter, and since then they've outscored Sydney 11. If you're looking for more action, well, your own personalised NBL highlights and content is now available with the NBL fan channel. Don't miss a minute of the action from your favourite team, players, and the games of the season. Register now for free and start building your own content. nbl.com.au/channel. And you can get to work. Kings come up empty again.
It is.
They are 1 of 8 from the field here in the final quarter, and Adelaide are looming large. Johnson fronting Cooks, gets it now. Spins baseline, not a lot on offer. Shot clock works to 5. Patiently with it, picks up the dribble now. The pass for Soto, setting a big challenge. Danovic is playing some good minutes here.
Putting his strong body And Kai Soto neutralizing him.
Yep, he hasn't scored Vodanovic, but he's got 5 boards and a steal and an assist. And as you say, playing some good, strong D with the body.
He's an energy guy. He comes in, gives him a little spark, and Soto didn't do a whole lot wrong there. Xavier Cook's run in and just a little bit of whiplash by the look of it. Hopefully he's okay. But to put in context what the Adelaide 36ers are doing, they trail it by 6, but they've been able to hold this powerful offensive unit of the Sydney Kings, who over the last 3 games, they've averaged 99 points a game, shooting at 55% from the field and 43 points and 28% from the 3. So they've got the game very much on their terms. And what do you get? Double burgers?
If you like.
Already got the burgers?
Might be worth asking about. Ollie Bales out missing free throws in the second quarter. So a chance for Adelaide to edge a little closer once more. They put Sunday Detch back onto the floor, playing with 4 fouls. They might need his offense, though. McCarron travelled. Got in the air, nowhere to go.
Yeah, he definitely did. And line what?
So opportunity missed. They're hanging tough here at the moment, Adelaide.
They are hanging tough. When you think about it, you have no Ian Clark. Jalen Adams is 2 of 6 with 3 fouls and 7 points. So the usual impact that he has on games, he's not having in this game. Although that was a really good pass.
It was a nice pass. It's almost like he's prepared to defer to the other guys. This game's pretty much in control. Only had the 6 field goal attempts.
Harris, undersized against Makuamaker. Forces away pass, but gets it done. Chance of a 3-point play. Hiram Harris, who stayed with it.
And that's why I'm a fan of his.
Yep.
Hard. Most people wouldn't even attempt to try this move on a defender that big. And he puts him in the bucket. And one.
You just think of this Adelaide team, and there's a lot of hard luck stories that they can tell, and they are genuine. But you think Bairstow in that lineup, that healthy Isaac Humphries, and a little bit more productivity of the imports, and you're not that far away.
No, that's why I had them as a top 4 team.
Me too. Adams, foul called on Marshall, second team foul on Adelaide in this quarter. And Harris is coming off a career night against Brisbane last Sunday. He had 12 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. As you can see, Adelaide here in the 4th. At the moment, the only quarter that they are able to win. Adams against Marshall. Martin in traffic, good footwork though, worked to the opening and came up with 2. So he's into double figures, 11 points in the game for him now. Margin back to 8. Middle stages of the final quarter. Harris getting back to Sunday Detch. He gets to the elbow, fires, can't complete it. And Adams the rebound. Adelaide have to get back in a hurry. Martin just forcing his way over the top of Withers. It's called for a charging foul.
You read it well. Picked where Martin was going, got in the lane, and there you see it. Just that's a charge. Oh,
Could there be a coach's challenge here on this?
It is.
Chase Buford's rolling the dice here in the 4th quarter. 5 and a bit minutes left on the clock. Like the call.
It looked pretty basic that was going to be a charge. Just runs over him. It's a charge.
That's a block.
That's a block.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like it. Someone will be right.
Well, one of us will be.
Yeah.
Maybe. My record is putrid.
Mine too.
it comes to these reviews.
Well, here's a chance for one of you to get some Coach's Challenge confidence in the commentary box leading into the playoffs.
Let's
feel good about yourselves.
His Coach's Challenge is unsuccessful. The forward floor stands. The offensive foul on white 12. The coach loses his timeout and his Coach's Challenge.
Ah. Certainly Withers is still moving across, but Martin really charging into him as opposed to there being space for him to try and work past and draw a foul on Withers. I presume that's the way they looked at that. Nostradamus gaze in the corner over there with no.
No, just looked pretty down the middle to me, but not sure what Corey was looking at. But chin up, Corey. Always next time.
8-point ball game. Important for Adelaide here to get something happening at the offensive end and just continue to scoreboard pressure on Sydney. McCarron draws a foul on Glover, and now they're over the limit, so free throws to come, and McCarron to the free throw line.
Well, when you're struggling from the field, this will help the Adelaide 36ers, provided they can knock down free throws. Put some attack on the rim.
Actually been good from the field in this final quarter, 5 of 6, but the problem was that they were 4 of 21 in the third quarter.
That's what we've seen from the Adelaide 36ers there at times, even against the better teams. And they've had some huge wins.
Yeah.
Beat Melbourne,
beat Perth.
Beat Perth already, so they can compete, but they'll just go through periods in games where they lose control, whether it's on the offensive end or defensive end.
Sydney up 6. Cooks forces his way inside and off glass, banks another 2 to continue his nice evening. 17 points, 7 rebounds.
3 blocks.
All defensive rebounds for Xavier Cooks tonight as well. Sunday Detch got to a good spot and Harris tipped it in for him.
Again, just good hustle. Right place, right time, gets in there, ball goes his way, puts a mid on it and able to get the tip in.
Back-to-back double-figure games now for Hiram Harris. Cooks fires the 3.
Oh, yeah,
Comes up with the goods.
You know when he starts hitting some threes, he's having a night. 20 points, 7 rebounds.
Somewhat quietly, too. I mean, he knocked down that 3, but it's just been chipping away.
Marshall back to Withers, who works on Martin, up beyond him, and called for a travelling violation. Adelaide will turn it over once more. Number 12 for them in that category. Sydney has 11 turnovers. So Daniel Johnson checks back in. 9-point ball game, 4 minutes on the clock. Johnson, 20 points in the game, along with Cooks, who has that number at their teams. Adams rolling Cooks with a pass. It's deflected and a little unsighted, I think, as well there, Cooks.
We wanted it up. He wanted it at the rim. And he's jumping up for the alley-oop, and the ball came directly to him when he was in the air.
Detch with it. McCarron. Johnson available. And look inside. Pass was cut out by Glover. Needs it. Adams, who comes up with the 2. So he's got 9 in the game now, Jalen Adams.
Not sure what Daniel Johnson saw as he tried to make that pass. He just threw it to the defense.
So margin back to double figures. Withers can't connect from deep. He's 1 of 5 from long range, Withers. And a little over 3 minutes out from the decision as the Kings close in on win number 11. Shot clock at 7. Adams, Martin, spinning baseline against Johnson and coming up with 2 more.
Gee, he's got great body control for a big fella. That's a spin move with a big unit, doing it at pace and still able to have the control to kiss it off the glass and make a really good play at the rim. A tough play look easy. And he's just So athletic and plays well within the system. Doesn't seem to panic or go out of the system when he's not getting his shots, and plays well with the other guys. He's a star in our league, and Jalen Adams is getting all the headlines, but he is a high quality player.
Yes, he is.
Like, he's got the drop, the Rover's got to sit in, right? Make it go weak side, the Glover on that. On the offensive end, again, we need to make some shots, but we got to keep the pace in the game. So on the drag screen right now, if Tad's bringing it down here, this trailing big, go set that screen away for this guard to come up here. If you don't get it, if you can't turn the corner and get 2 feet in the paint, we got this here, turn it back around in the twist action, we're playing downhill. Hey, keep pace, stay at the rim if we can turn the corner, but if you're open, you got to shoot threes. Here we go.
And the Sydney Kings team, for all the greatness we've seen throughout the course of their existence in the NBL, this is will only be the second time that they've won 11 games in a row in the same season. The first time it ever happened was back in 2006, where they set a club record of 15 wins in a row. So it's a really impressive run the Sydney Kings are on.
Sunday Ditch goes off the triple. Margin still in double figures. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Adams, he comes up with the answering three.
It's a sign of a good team when things get tight. You can flick the switch and get things happening. Martin, that time Adams, with some real weapons. Cooks.
Good hustle for the rebound. Glover came up with it. Now Cooks gets it from Sidovic and over to Adams. Inside the last 2 minutes from Adelaide. Adams, showtime, and the tip-in help came from Xavier Cooks. He just keeps working hard. Game high 22 points now for Xavier Cooks. 10 of 12 shooting. And another very productive night as Daniel Johnson hits the 3 deep.
Very productive.
Gets it back from Sunday Ditch and knocks down the triple.
You know who also is really productive is Angus Glover.
Yep.
He plays that perfect role where he's able to contribute without impacting or being taking things away from his teammates. And he has been, again, very, very efficient tonight. Got his 8 points, he's 3 of 3 from the field, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Not startling numbers, but really important numbers for this team.
A steal and 2 blocks. Stat filler.
It's a tough stretch for the Sydney Kings. After this game, they've got a Tuesday night appointment against the Breakers. Then on Thursday, they're at Illawarra. What a matchup that's going to be. Look forward to that one. And they've got another game coming up against Adelaide at home on Sunday the 17th, which is their next home game. And the final home game of the season, Sunday, April 24th, against the Illawarra Hawks. A tremendous conclusion to Hungry Jack's NBL regular season. Playoffs to commence last weekend in April. Had one season decided today. The Melbourne Bootmans won the WNBL Grand Final, 2-1 over the Perth Lynx. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, congratulations to them after they had it tough. They got beaten badly in game 1 and only won by a point in game 2 in Perth. So for a team that went in with a lot of expectations, and really they were the favourites for most of the season with the talent they had, they eventually got the job done. Well done, Guy Malloy and the team.
There's a chance for the Sydney Kings. Didn't get it to go. Ditch fires quickly. That's short as well. Marshall can't keep it alive. Took over a minute remaining. And Sunday Ditch.
I think the Sydney Kings will be walking away from this like they did their previous few games and feeling like that everything is 100% on track. It's hard to stay at that level for long periods of time. So they haven't played their best, but they'll still come away with a nice On the road win.
Terrell Martin fires the three off the mark.
But they'll know that they need to do better than what they
wake-up call
that they did tonight.
Well, Marshall had it rejected by Martin with some authority as well. Coming across. Block shots 6-5 Sydney's way, but look at Martin here. Timed it brilliantly.
That out of here.
So Cooks leads that category with 3 blocks in the game. Top 3 in the competition in that category. Here's Dupermeyer, long range 3, and he comes up with a finish. So 7 in the game now for Tad Dupermeyer, including 5 in this final quarter. Margin is 9.
I'll tell you what, that Illawarra Sydney game is going to be huge.
Some big games coming up. Cooks with Glover baseline and getting it back. Travelled. Sydney will turn it over. Continuation waved away. Been a good night at the office for Xavier Cooks with 22 points, 8 boards. Dupermeyer stood off him, so he fires again, this time unsuccessfully. Cooks adds to that tally. Now just 1 rebound short of a double-double. Mark shares it with Adams. Just used the clock here. Attracted the double team. Went to Martin. Ball spills out of court.
It's a little too unselfish then. He's coming in for, could have dropped it off. I thought we were going to see a little wind-up of an explosion at the rim. But just thinking about his teammates and
Yes. Adelaide come forward here. Dying stages of the game. Dupermeyer feeds Marshall. And pulls up for the jumper and knocks down another 2. So career night for Nick Marshall. 7 points. But the Sydney Kings have had this under control for the vast majority of the game. And they are going to run out winners here by 7 points and collect their 11th consecutive win. The Sydney Kings make it 16 wins on the season, 11 on the bounce as they defeat Adelaide here 84-77.
Well, I think the margin was bigger than the actual scoreline indicated. The Sydney Kings were able to maintain a lot of control for a lot of the game. And although they weren't at their best, they did what they had to do to get the win. And they'd still be happy with this. 11 in a row is extraordinary when you consider the parity that exists in the competition. To reel off 11 wins is an outstanding achievement. They've got a lot of talent and shaping up well for bigger things that lie ahead.
Well, out of those 11 wins, that's 7 times it's been by single figures. And as you say, it just goes to show the parity within the league, but they keep finding a way. And when things aren't going your way, you lose a star player in the pre-game warm-up like they did with Ian Clark tonight, and then Jalen Adams gets into foul trouble, and you can still find a way. In final analysis, the 7-point margin perhaps flatters Adelaide a little. It was as big as 15 in the third, got out to 15 again in the final quarter. But Xavier Cooks is our footlocker player of the game, and you did it in style, Xavier. Congratulations. The roll continues, 11 in a row. That must be very pleasing for you and the team.
100%. I mean, what a great time to be a king right now. But we're going to try and keep winning games and see how we go. The bigger picture is the playoffs right now.
Xavier, well done. Congratulations on the win and the 11 in a row. That's something very, very special. But how do you assess the performance? We made the judgment it wasn't your best performance we've seen in those 11 wins, but you tick the box and you move on.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. I mean, Chris Reed and the refs called a lot of calls early in the game, but we stuck with it. Foul trouble was a big thing, but Adelaide always plays extremely hard, so credit to them boys.
How good is it to know that Jalen Adams didn't have a good game and no Ian Clark, and you guys still found a way to win? How good is it to know that you could rely on the depth of your team to step up?
I mean, I knew we could do that. We got that kind of team that every single night a single player can step up and make a game-changing momentum play. So it's a good feeling, but I'm sure Jalen will be great next game.
And Eric, Xavier, last time you were in Adelaide, you had 25 points, 10 rebounds. So you've done it again tonight. You enjoy playing at the Entertainment Centre, or the matchup just suits you?
I'm not sure, man. I love playing in every arena. I'm just glad I didn't have 8 turnovers again, so that's a good sign.
I'm sure your coach is happy with that.
Oh, man. I got grilled about that one, man. I got grilled. Rightfully so.
And can you quickly tell us about Ian Clark, injured in the warm-up, we understand. Do you know much about how he's going?
Oh, man, that's not a question for me, man. I don't know, man. I don't want to say the wrong thing, get in trouble. So, he looked good to me, man. He looked good to me.
Well, that's all we needed to hear. Good to see you smiling. Congrats on 11 in a row. Well played.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Good on you, Cookie.
He knows what to say. He's a smart man, isn't he?
That is true.
I'm not getting in trouble.
No, that's true. And he was good. Like I said, it wasn't like you look at his numbers and you think he's had this extraordinary game, but sometimes he just does it. He chips away. You know, he can do the special things. He can get to the rim, great off the bounce. You know, his perimeter shooting's improving, good rim protector. And, of course, on the glass, he's a beast. So, but he does it in a way that's almost sometimes unintrusive. It just gets it done. And that's a great sign when you're playing with other superstars around you.
He's a joy to watch. So was his dad, Eric.
You and I made the same mistake. We both went with his Eric, but he won't mind because when he's putting up these types of numbers, have a look at the field goals. 10 of 12. That's just extraordinary. 9 rebounds, 22 points.
And the Kings get home by 7 points. They've won 11 in a row. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a moment here on Saturday Night Hoop. It's the Hungry Jacks NBL.